live from all parts of Teal Town. It's Tuesday night. Wait, no, wrong show. My bad. It's the night before the Stanley Cup playoffs, and all through hockey land, not a creature was stirring, not even a Zamboni. Wait, where am I going with this? Anyways, it's Tuesday, April 11th, 2017. Welcome to Teal Town, USA Live. As we preview all the playoffs, we give you our predictions and have some fun in between. So nonetheless, if you are a newbie to this place or you haven't done it yet, please subscribe down below or to the side. For all your Sharks news, along with your Barracuda news and opinions, visit tealtownusa.com. And as always, follow us on our social media channels. You see them down below. And of course, this is an interactive show, so be a part of the show. Join us in the YouTube chat on the page or on the YouTube app. You can also use the hashtag TealTownUSA. You can also follow us on Twitter. At all the Twitter handles down below. You can join us in the chat and have a good time along with us. And with us, let's say hello to the guy who spells his name the right way, Eric Landy.
Yeah, but I'm not in Teal Town, USA. How does that work?
Yes, you are!
So what, you guys are taking over SoCal now, too? Please.
I think we did that back in 2016 when the Kings went down.
Yes.
And now they're sinking.
Yes, we did. And it's beautiful.
It's a wonderful thing. And joining us, not too far from me, a clean-shaven Notch Bro, Gentry Alexander.
I don't like this. I don't love it. I want my beard back, damn it. But this is what I do for my Sharks. I sacrifice everything.
Yes. Excellent. And the guy who has the teal wall, who actually is in Teal Town, USA, the man, the myth, the legend, it's AJ Strong. You're muted, dude. You're muted.
I know. It's what happens when you're also trying to do the screens and everything. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I don't know what Gentry's talking about. I fucking shaved this morning and this happened.
What are you, Jumbo now?
Yeah, bud. Yeah. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, bud. Yeah, bud.
All right. So here's how we're going to do this. We're going to go through the East. We're going to give you predictions of the people who are on After Dark throughout the season, or most of them who voted. Some of them did not partake, but we will give you those predictions, and we will talk about each series. And we'll go through the West, and then we'll have a nice breakdown of your Sharks against the Edmonton Oilers. All right, and with that, let's get it going, folks. The first matchup in the Eastern Conference is the Montreal Canadiens against the New York Rangers. A series that has been well known, predictive about that the Rangers are going to be a wonderful team and might actually start on the road because they play in the wrong division.
And Chester in the chat already calling East Coast bias because we started on the East Coast side.
No, it's called a hook.
Yes. And just for that, yep, us 2 minutes for hooking. All right, I will start with Notch Bro. Tell me what you're picking for this series and why.
I'm going to go with Montreal in 6. I think the offense for the Rangers kind of fizzled and dried out, and I think that Carey Price is still going to have another gear that he hasn't unleashed so far in the regular season, and he's going to prove himself against the team from New York. Eric.
He's like, okay, vamp. He had to like mute and like, you know what it was is that the popcorn in his microwave just went off.
Well, he did say it was me next, so I guess I'll just go by this little cheat sheet here.
Hey, look who's back!
Anyhow, I picked the Rangers in 6. I just don't think Montreal has the offensive power to fight New York, and I think Henrik Lundqvist is going to be okay enough to get them past Montreal. I just think that offensive weaponry in New York is going to bring them through.
I'm going Montreal in 6. A lot of what Gentry said, but Carey Price is a badass, and for me, Lundqvist is kind of a shell of the king. So a little too Humpty Dumpty for me right now. So Montreal in 6 for me. Mr. Puck Guy, take yourself off mute and tell us.
I go with the upset with the Rangers winning in 7 games. I think it's going to be a classic goaltender series. I think Lundqvist is going to redeem himself, and if he doesn't, then you always have Ranta to help you through the way. I think the Rangers, have a little more offensive firepower and all-around balanced scoring. In my opinion, that's why I picked the Rangers.
And Chester Chivo in the chat can't believe that Gentry picked against a former Dan Boyle team.
You know what? Nobody likes him and nobody respects him, and I think Eric just froze out.
That's a terrible. That's
picture.
That's awesome, dude. Somebody screen grab that, please.
Yeah.
But that's a terrible thing to say about Dan Boyle, that nobody likes him and everything. That's terrible.
Well, that was the New York media, so you know what? I'm rooting against the New York media.
Well, I think
Dude, hold on. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I gotta get a picture of this before it unlocks, because that's gonna be my avatar going forward for the playoffs.
We'll also break down our fellow compatriots who aren't here. Chris JWS picks the Montreal Canadiens, and Mr. Kevin Lacey picks the New York Rangers.
Nice. Chester Chivo calling out quickest AOL in After Dark history.
Well, technically, this isn't After Dark; it's live.
Yeah, this is Teal Town Live, but still, like, that's
It wouldn't be an opening inaugural, deal if we didn't have an AOL.
dude. Within the first 7 minutes, oh hey, look who's back! Oh well.
Let me guess. Computer died?
I guess
Yes, the computer died.
Oh well, now it's at least shifted to his avatar. So if you wanted to go back in that way, you probably could. But anyway,
there's so many jokes you could go with that.
The one thing we've figured out that it's not my connection, obviously, as you're looking at me here. It's the computer. So, yes, the computer is.
Mac. Get a Mac.
Get on that.
All right.
Anyways, moving on.
We already broke down what Chris and what the
Lazy.
other one.
the other one.
Wow.
We already broke down their picks, but really, who cares?
Yeah, we could just concentrate on ours, and we'll mention them at the end.
Yeah.
All right, so moving
go ahead, AJ.
onward to the next one: Ottawa versus Boston. Ottawa dominated this series and took pretty good advantage of the Bruins, especially late to get into the playoffs. This time I'll start with AJ as to go with Ottawa-Boston.
Boston. Yeah. This series, I'm parking my car in Harvard Yard and going with the Boston Bruins. I don't know. There's just something nasty about Boston that I think they'll take it in 7. And there's something about Ottawa. I don't know. I've never been a believer in Ottawa. They've always just been missing a piece. There's always just something key for them. And I mean, who knows if you smack Mathot on his finger again, maybe he goes down. I don't know. But Carlson is great, but I don't know. I just Marchand's a douchebag. I mean, there's just so many different talking points for this, but I'm going Boston in 7 just because Boston, you know?
Absolutely. Gentry.
I'm going to say Ottawa in 5. Boston is really banged up right now, especially on a blue line that was already kind of depleted. And I think Tuukka Rask hasn't really proven himself this season and recently as a big game guy. Yes, he has gotten them to a Stanley Cup final, but they had a lead with 17 seconds, or what was it, 37 seconds, and they blew it against Chicago, and Chicago then won the Stanley Cup. So I think I'm going to take Ottawa in 5. They're just too quick, and they're riding a hot streak right now.
Landy.
I'm going to go with Boston in 5. Yeah, you know what? There's a couple of those zingers that I've got riding around in here, but I just I just don't believe in Ottawa. There's just something there that just it doesn't click for me, and
Landy currently driving the AJ bus on this one.
yeah. Landy is full AJ train on this one.
As for me, the Notch Bros are going with the Trois. I'm going with Ottawa in 6. I think, like Gentry said, Rask has had a rough year. I think whoever is in that, whether you go Anderson, Condon, whoever, I think has played well. Erik Karlsson's been a beast, and come on now, let's talk about the legend that is Tommy Winkles, helping to bring a little bit of that spirit over into Ottawa.
Nicky's not on the show today, dude.
And also, he really wants a snack pack in Ottawa, so little Tommy Wingles, get your snack pack.
Yes.
Should we break down
right.
Kevin and Chris both go with Boston on this one. So it literally is the Notch Bros versus the world on this one.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, we have no teams with uns in them, so we have to go with the ot.
Oh, boy. Jeez. Moving on to the President's Trophy winning Washington Capitals against the up-and-coming Toronto Maple Leafs.
Toronto, excuse you.
Toronto. Gentry, will start with you on Washington versus Toronto.
As much as I want Toronto to upset and shock the world, I gotta go with Washington in 6. I think they are too stacked in every single category, and Holtby is a beast. So I think that Toronto has enough, skill and youth, but lack of experience to win a couple of games. But they're not going to get by. They're not going to get by Washington. So I say Washington in 6.
All right, Mr. Strong.
I'm going with Washington in 3. No, this is the one that I do think has the most obvious that could easily be a sweep. I want to give Toronto one game. Like, I want to, but I can't. So I am going to say this is a sweep, Washington in 4.
All right, Mr. Landy.
Washington in 4.
Clearly, me and Landy drinking out of the same bottle on the East. Oh, here we go.
AJ, Landy,
you ignorant sluts.
My goodness. Toronto is a Canadian team. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to go on that. No. But Washington's had a tough time getting even through the first round. They're already probably shaking about the second round, no matter who they play next. All the pressure's on the Caps to get this done, and the Leafs are playing with,
house money,
whatever they can. Yeah, house money. Thank you. That's the phrase I'm looking for. Thank you, Gentry.
Yeah, I read that article too.
And let's be real here. Are we done hearing from Steve Dangle yet? No. And of course, if my dream cup prediction of over 25 years were to come into play, it would mean for Dangle to get his butt over to San Jose for a cup final. So I say Leafs in 7 over the Caps.
And what about Chris and Lacey?
Chris and Lacey are not drinking from the same cup as Puck Guy, not smoking that crystal meth, and going with Caps.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Oh, you mean not smoking on that blue magic?
Yeah.
All right, and now to get to the matchup that NBC is just dying to play.
Chester Chivo, just quickly, if the Caps get beaten in round 1, Ovi asks for a trade to San Jose.
Dude, no, if the Caps get beaten in round 1, Ovi's just going to start playing for Team Russia now.
Yeah.
Yes. And onward to the final matchup that NBC is just oogling and googly and googie about. The Penguins versus Blue Jackets, the series where this playoff format really sucks. A team that's it's going to have over 100 points, could have won the Atlantic. They're in the wrong division, and one of them is going to go home in round 1. So, Landy, I'll start with you on this one. Penguins, Blue Jackets.
As much as I think Columbus is a sham, because I think that they're the weakest 100-point plus team we've seen in a while, I'm going to pick them over Pittsburgh in 7, and the only reason why I'm doing that is Crystal Tang's out. And you know what? It might not show itself in Game 1 or Game 2, but Game 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, it'll show itself. It really will. So I'm picking Columbus in 7.
Gentry, your prediction of Penguins and Neon Buggers.
I'm gonna go with the BJs in 5. I think that the BJs have a lot in them, but I think this is going to be a quick BJ round for the Pen. And the BJs are just gonna thwap the depleted Penguins in the face. So I'm saying BJs in 5.
How many money shots is is there gonna be in this game?
There's gonna be so many money shots in Murray's face. It's gonna be ridiculous. He's just gonna be showered with all those BJs, just all around him.
How is it that I'm the only one that's drinking? The only one that sounds like he's not drinking?
No, but I think but my serious analysis on it is that Letang's out. Murray didn't have a good year. Fleury is not going to get you out of this. So Malkin hasn't played in God knows how long, and so you kind of got guys who are injured and rusty. So yeah, I'm still going with BJ's in 5. And we all remember that, like, what was that? There was an 8-goal game that, the BJs gave to the Pens, so I still think that they have that in them. So BJs.
Alrighty, Mr. Strong.
I got Penguins in 7. I know that Letang, he's out. Blah blah blah. Penguins played an awful lot of hockey, just like the Sharks did over the last 12 months. But I got to go Pens. They know it. They've been there. They're the reigning champs until someone says otherwise. And let's be honest, I'm really basing this on God is not going to give Tortorella can't have nice things.
Yeah, Sidney Crosby's just going to sprinkle some pixie dust and, the Pens.
No, he's just going to take off your finger. That's what he'll do.
Oh, yeah. All right, puck guy.
Oh, well, hold on. What's Lacey and Chris say?
Oh, Lacey and Chris. Lacey says the BJs, and Chris says the Penguinos.
Yeah, so go ahead and throw up the predictions graphic there, AJ. There we go. So now you have an overall consensus of our picks, along with me showing off the fancy new graphics for the show.
Shameless
you
plug.
have, yes, ding ding shame. You have, thank you. So Landy's going Blue Jackets, Rangers, Bruins, Caps. AJ's going Penguins, Habs, Bees, Caps, which is the same for Chris. Gentry is going BJ's, Habs, Ottawa, Washington. Kevin is going BJ's, Rangers, Bruins, Caps, and yours truly is going for the series that NBC will love versus the series that CBC will love.
Okay, all right. Nobody really cares about the East. Let's just go to the conference that we all know and love.
Damn.
Into the Western Conference we go.
No chill.
Fuck the East.
All right, and with that, we go to the Western Conference and a matchup from 2 years ago where it was Chicago versus Nashville. These teams played pretty evenly in their series. We'll start with Gentry here. You like it? You love it? You want some more of it, or Chelsea Dagger?
Sorry, you've got too many offensive. I think just if you're talking about the most complete team in the NHL, you got to go with Chicago. They are the favorites to win, and I think that they're going to beat the Nashville's, and they're not going to like it, they're not going to love it, and they're going to be out in 6.
Alrighty. Mr. Strong.
I'm going Chicago in 5 because the Blackhawks like to play with their food and they want to win Game 5 on home ice. So that's what I'm going with. Yeah, the Preds. The Preds. I don't know. I just feel like they're done. It's over. Chicago in 5.
All right, Landy.
Well, I think you should probably save me for last. No, Buckeye.
Yeah.
It's true.
Okay. Well, what's Lacey and Chris?
Everybody's got Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah. I picked Chicago in 5. Disappointing year in Nashville. They kind of just stayed afloat to make it in, and unfortunately dropped back into the wild card spot at the very end. Landy.
I pick Nashville in 7. And the reason why is Nashville, I think, stacks up well against Chicago. And I think this is going to be the series that we finally see Pecorine steal a series for the Predators. So
It's going to be a mighty big tree to chop down.
that will be a mighty tree to chop down. Like we said, Chicago's played very well, but Nashville's played them pretty well as well. So moving onward to the next series. Well, it used to be a classic series when it was the North Stars, but now this time it's the Wild against the Blues, with the Wild having home ice and had a great run early on in the regular season, but kind of like the Sharks, they just fell apart. I'll start with you, Mr. Strong, as we preview Wild and Blues.
I don't know what it is about the Blues that just piss me off. I mean, Jake Allen could very well win the whole thing for the Blues, pulling something out of his ass, or he could completely tank. But Dubnyk has been a stud. Minnesota got in it to win it at the deadline, so I feel like it's Minnesota's to lose. But I don't completely discount the Blues, but I'm going to take Minnesota in 6.
Alrighty, and we'll go with Landy on this one next.
yeah, I'm going to take Minnesota in 6. I think Eric Stahl is going to be a really big factor in this series. I just look at the center depth between these two teams. Yeah, St. Louis has Tarasenko, but you look at what they've got up the gut in Minnesota. You've got Stahl, Koivu, and the Phoenix Coyote cast-off, whatever his name is.
Martin Hansel.
That one. Hansel. It's always about Hansel. So I got the Wild in 6.
All right, and I am picking Minnesota, and no, not because it has INN in their name.
Bullshit.
No. I think they're a little bit better than the Blues. Overall team, I think they're a little bit better, but it's a tough one. I say Minnesota in 7, actually. Mr. Gentry.
Oh, I say the Blues in 5.
Wow. Go on.
Even without, Kevin Shattenkirk, the Blues have kind of played a good, steady game of hockey, and I think this will be the series in which Jake Allen kind of shows what he is capable of. And
Dude,
I think
how much crack have you been smoking?
Oh, come on.
Well, I mean,
Hey, his opinion is not any less than yours.
No.
I just think that if there was ever a chance for a quick series, it's gonna be this one, because I think that Dubnyk is not really a playoff performer. Yes, he has great regular seasons, but just like the Sharks, he tends to just kind of collapse in the playoffs. So I'm gonna say that Dubnyk will kind of falter and fail, and I think that the depth will come through for the Blues. So that's why I say Blues in 5.
He's smoking as much crack as I smoked on the last pick with Nashville in 7.
No.
Well, I have to be on
Maybe-
something. I have to teach kids for a living.
Oh, that'll.
Whose intellect is far exceeds ours.
Yeah. So, what did Chris and Kevin pick on that one?
Chris picked Minnesota and Kevin picked Minnesota.
All right. So,
Enjoy that foxhole on your own.
yep, you're on your own there, Gentry. And we move on into the Pacific Division matchups. The first one, of course,
The Fuck Those Guys series.
says the Closet Flames fan. Anaheim versus Calgary. As we know here, Anaheim has had complete domination in Anaheim against the Calgary Flames. And their last meeting was 2 years ago, where the Flames lost to the Ducks, I believe, in 5 games for them to advance to the Western Conference Final, where they eventually lost to the Blackhawks. We will start with Mr. Strong on this one, as Ducks and Flames.
Look, I know the Flames haven't won in Anaheim since, like, the Bush administration. I get that. But that's going to continue. Anaheim in 6. Anaheim in 6. I hate to say that. I'm going to be rooting for Calgary every single game. But sorry, until you prove to me otherwise that you can win in SoCal, Calgary, Anaheim in 6.
Mr. Gentry.
I have Calgary in 7 because we all know how much Anaheim likes to collapse and they can't win a Game 7 at home to save their life. And I honestly think that it will be because I think Goodrow and Monahan will be very pivotal in this, but I also think Brian Elliott will steal this one for the Flames.
Can I amend my pick? I'm going to say this is why I'm going to say Anaheim in 6 or Calgary in 7. If it goes 6, Anaheim wins it. If it goes 7, Calgary wins it.
I guess so. All right, Mr. Landy, Ducks and Flames.
I have the fucks. I mean the sucks. No, I mean the Ducks. I have them in 5. I just, along with everybody saying the home ice domination by the Ducks, I just think that the Flames are not. Their speed does not outclass just how physical the Ducks are.
And yes, this is the first time somebody said the word class and Ducks in the same sentence in quite some time.
Right.
Well,
Exactly.
I mean, I always say that the Ducks have no class, so.
However, I will say this: I will be rooting for Calgary, and if it does go Game 7, I take Calgary in that.
Tell me who I picked because I totally blanking on it. I think I picked Calgary, correct?
No, you
I
picked.
picked Anaheim. I picked Anaheim.
Yep.
I picked Anaheim in 6, and I'm going to be like AJ. It's going to be Anaheim in 6 or Calgary in 7. It just there, but they're not quite there yet. Elliott is on a roll right now, but he's been up and down. And remember the last time he played in a playoff series, he didn't do too well. I'm just
And did we touch on
and
Chris?
that-
Did we touch on Chris and Lacey's pick?
Chris and Lacey. So Kevin Lacey picked the Flames, and Chris picked the Duckies.
Oh, there you go. And
So
this
there we
next
go.
series brought to you by.
Brought to you by Bring Hockey Back, so the official apparel provider of TealTownUSA.com, where you can go purchase your beautiful, delightful, in Teal Town USA shirt for only $19.99. Hockeyback.net.
I'm bringing hockey back.
Yeah.
Nice job, Jet. Nice job.
I'm like Superman. I know when I'm needed.
Alrighty, but yes, please go check out bringhockeyback.net for all the shirts, preferably that one that you're looking at right now. And with that, we move on to the preview you've all been waiting for, and I'll do it in the arena style. this Western Conference first round matchup featuring the Edmonton Oilers
Boo!
and your San Jose Sharks.
Yeah!
Hey, we should start with Chris and Kevin because I think we all have a lot of things to say on this series.
Yes.
So Chris picks the Sharks. I don't know how many games, but probably 7. And he's picking a Battle of California for round 2. And Kevin is going with the Oilers. And he's picking Oilers in 7, and he's got Battle of Alberta in round 2.
Oh, good for them.
Just for Evo, saying $19.99 plus tax plus shipping and handling. Order now. We'll throw in a button. Wow, Evo. Man, I almost thought about getting you one.
I'd be really disappointed if I got a Teal Town shirt and it didn't include a button on it. So.
Oh my god!
And just to quickly divert for a moment, right now with one out, bases are loaded, and the last time, and there's a meeting on the mound that the Diamondbacks are having, and the last time the bases were loaded and the Diamondbacks were having a meeting on the mound, Matt Moore cleared the bases with the worst swinging bunt you've ever seen. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, go ahead.
Excellent. Moving onward, welcome to Baseball After Dark. No, the Sharks lost the season series 3-1 to the Oilers. Obviously, their last meeting was a tragic one where the Sharks blew a 2-1 lead, where Milan Lucic had a natural hat trick in the third period to provide a Sharks 4-2 loss.
Well, can I do a quick run?
You want a quick run of
the series.
Go for it.
So December 23rd, Sharks 3, Edmonton 2 in overtime. LeBanc getting the overtime winner. January 10th, Sharks 5, Edmonton 3. That would be the game where, of course, like there would be more goals scored in that collectively than the other 4 games combined. January 26th, Edmonton 4, Sharks 1. March 30th, Edmonton 3, Sharks 2, and that was McDavid going with a shorthanded goal that game while the Sharks went 0 for 3 on the power play. So special teams big in that one. And then, of course, the one that Eric was just telling you about, April 6th, Edmonton 4, Sharks 2, Lucic with the natty hattie in the third. Sharks right now, as it stands over that course of those 5 games, Sharks 1 for 16 on the power play, good for 6%. And the Oilers 3 for 18 on the power play, good for 16%.
All right, and go ahead and post a schedule up there really quick so that way we can get that word out, because I don't think you see it. NBC Sports California pretty much didn't say too much as to what they were doing. So there you go.
All right, so your San Jose Sharks start off their season or playoff series against the Edmonton Oilers. Wednesday 7 o'clock, and it is going to be played it's going to be played on USA nationally, but then you still have NBC, Sports California for locally, and then, blah, blah, blah. Game 2 will be Friday the 14th. At 7:30, same TV schedule, except for it won't be on USA. It will actually be it'll be played nationally on that, blah, blah, blah. Sunday, they come to San Jose for what I hope is going to be a religious experience on this Easter Sunday. That will be played at 7 o'clock. I'm hoping for another repeat because I believe stats behind me, but I think the Sharks are undefeated on Easter Sundays. So I want to fact check me if I'm wrong, and if I'm wrong, sorry, but I just remember 7-2 over the Kings in 2014. Game 4 will be Tuesday, April 18th, also in San Jose at 7 o'clock. Game 5 to be determined. Game 6 to be determined. Game 5 will be determined, but it'll be Thursday, the April 20th, bro. Yeah. And then Saturday the 22nd will be Game 6 if needed, and Monday the 24th, Game 7 if needed.
Yes. And Don Holio asking in the chat if we'll see Haley. Yes, we will see Haley's comet. That's it.
Although, if you're freaking out like everybody else was at first, with Joe Thornton on the line with Kevin LeBanc and Michael Haley at practice today before they left for Calgary.
I have a theory about this. If they have that line together come playoff time, Conn Smythe winner, Michael Haley.
Oh, jeez. Let's break this down now. Landy, we'll go ahead and start with you. Go ahead and talk about Sharks and Oilers, and then give us your prediction, or whatever way you want to do it.
Yeah. Well, first off, I think we kind of got to go over just the elephants in the room. That'd be Logan Couture and Joe Thornton. I think Joe Thornton, I don't know. I mean, there was a part of me that's thinking, okay, he's going to go game 1. After hearing everything, seeing stuff in the chat, just kind of reviewing, I think he's less likely now than he was yesterday to be going for game 1. And Couture's just been so tight-lipped, I don't think we see him until maybe game 3. That being said, if the Sharks can somehow squeak game 1, they'll put that seed of doubt in Edmonton. Edmonton has not been here before in a long time, so this core has no idea what they're going to be in for. And having home ice advantage, I think, is going to be a disadvantage if the Sharks win game 1, because the Edmonton's fans' buttholes are going to be so puckered if they lose
How
game 1.
puckered will they?
And then the last little wrinkle that I'll throw into this is the Todd McClellan effect.
Mm-hmm.
And we saw Todd McClellan take a President's Trophy winning team and lose to an 8th-seeded Anaheim team in his first year as a head coach. So I believe there is a slim possibility for the Sharks to win. They've got to execute, and they've got to really contain McDavid at all costs and hope that their secondary scoring will get them some goals. With that being said, I'm taking San Jose over Edmonton in 6 games. It's going to be really contingent on that first game, though. That's going to show us everything.
Yes. Very interesting there. Mr. Strong, your picks or your synopsis of the Battle of Ramenda.
I'm just getting over the whole butts puckered thing in Edmonton. Just right there. I'm sorry, kids. I hate to do this to you. I'm not the only fucking one, but I hate to do this to you. Oilers in 6. You look at the numbers. You look at the trends. The Sharks have not beaten these guys in 3 months. Granted, they've only seen them 4 times during those 3 months, but I'm sorry. I'm a realist on this one. I feel like no Couture. I don't think Couture, as much as they're going to try, I don't think Couture plays in this series. Thornton, maybe he gets in on game 3. I don't know if we'll see him in the first 2. And I just don't think we've seen enough from the guys that we've expected to step up this year. Bodker being numero uno. Can Hurdle step up and be kind of take the reins? Jones has been subpar the last month and a half or so, in my opinion. So I'm afraid that what this means is an early exit after a long stretch last year. Unfortunately, I think this game is over. Just about 4:20 is going to come right at about the right time. Let me just put it that way for Sharks fans.
Gentry?
I'm going to say that the Sharks are going to have a little bit more of a fight in this series than most of us will give them credit for, but I'm going the McJesuses in 7. I just think that they're riding on a nice hot streak right now, and as we saw when the Sharks went against, Pittsburgh in the Stanley Cup final last year, Edmonton's got too much speed, and I would love to see somebody try to catch Connor McDavid, on a breakaway. I mean, maybe Patrick Marleau in his heyday, but he's way past that. So I'm going the EDM, Calvin Harris's, and 7.
I just want to see Brent Burns deliver like the butt check of all butt checks to McDavid.
If that happens, if they get rid of McDavid, then the Sharks will fight.
Hey, you know what? Even if they play Haley to like just do some douche move to McDavid and get him suspended for the rest of the playoffs, that would be such just a perfect. It would be a perfect trade. You know what? Take Haley out so Peter DeBoer can't, play him, and it gets McDavid out. And not that I'm advocating for violence.
Yeah, just hit him in the collarbone. That's where he's weakest.
Yeah, yeah.
Once again, AJ.
Oh, here we go.
Gentry, you ignorant sluts. I can't believe I still have you two around. I can't believe you guys are.
You can't get rid of us.
this.
You don't pay us.
That's damn true. I can't stop them. I can only hope to contain them, apparently. Yes, Edmonton will have the speed. Although at last check, I don't think Milan Lucic is going to be in any fastest skater competitions at next year's All-Star weekend. Nugent Hopkins hasn't played well against the Sharks. You counteract that with Jordan Eberle. The Oilers have the speed. They can throw the Sharks off on their game. However, the Sharks have decent speed with a good defense, which they're going to be needing. And most importantly, I think the drum is gone. Apparently, Sharky got so jealous of AJ's power play drum that he had to go out and order a larger one than the one that AJ had. But special teams are the key here, and I think the experience that the Sharks have will overpower them. I think Jones is due to steal a series for the Sharks. I don't think he's completely done that last year. I think it'll be on him to be the key. And with that, I'm going to go with Sharks in 6. We will party in Santa Clara Street all night that night.
That's me pounding on my power play drum, by the way. KM in the chat, the most overshadowed player in the world goes to Maroon. Maroon is, I think, an X factor for the Oilers. I think if he can do his thing, he could have the Oilers defeat the Sharks. Guys, I'll go around the room here. Gentry, who would be the X factor in the series? And no, it cannot be named Connor McDavid.
Oh, it's got to be either Connor McDavid or none of the above. Shit. I mean, I was good in my prediction last year. I mean, as Mayor can deal with that. Yeah, I picked Logan Couture last year, Mayor. I bet you don't remember. Anywho, I think the X factor I'm gonna go with Lucic. I mean, he's been. I think when you're playing online or playing anywhere near or within a quaffing view of McDavid, you're going to want to step it up. And I think he's hungry because after he experienced the disappointment that was last year, but then again, Lucic was on a talentless team, whereas Lucic now is on a team that has plenty of promise. I think he's going to be the one that's going to get the guys behind him. So I think Lucic is going to be an X factor in this series for the Oilers.
All right, Landy?
X factor for the series, I'm going to pick Hurdle. I think that this is going to be his time to shine. If the Sharks are really going to move forward, it's going to be him proving to everyone that he is the center we thought he would be. And you know what? I just see him stepping it up and really taking it, feasting on every other line except for McDavid's. And even still, if they do pair his line against McDavid's, you've got Bodker and Hansen. And both of those guys have great jets. So it wouldn't be the worst matchup in the world.
Absolutely. Mr. Strong, your X factor.
Oh, so many, so many. I kind of want to go with Martin Jones. It's kind of want to go with Clefbaum a little bit, but no, my numero uno. And I was thinking about this today when I was listening to some of the guys talk on NHL Network. It's not Connor McDavid. It's Mark-Edouard Vlasic because he's going to be matched up against McDavid. So Vlasic, if we can have a nice, healthy MEV and have him just shadow McDavid and contain him as best as he can and try to shut down McDavid, that's going to be your best hope, I think, for the Sharks to do it. So that's my pick is MEV. Go on, dog boy.
For me, you can go Draisaitl, you can go Nurse, you can go Eberle.
Referees.
Yeah. And as much as I'm trying to avoid the Canadian bias riot act that I've been on lately, I'm not going to do that. But yes.
Our question: are there any French Canadian refs on this league on this team? That's all I gotta ask.
Aren't we all just really hoping that somebody gets called for Roffin?
All right, guys. Well, this is where I have to bow out, but
So let's hit the picks real quick then.
Yeah, we'll hit the picks one more time, and then we will get you on your way. Landy has the Battle of California, along with the Battle of the 21st Century Expansion teams. AG, that ignorant slut, likes Orange a lot versus Chicago getting a quick trip to the conference final. Chris wants a Battle of California and the old North Star Hawk rivalry. Notch Bros going for a Battle of Alberta, along with a classic Blues Blackhawks rivalry. Like you haven't heard about one on NBC forever and a day. I am with Chris with Sharks, Ducks, and Wild and Hawks. Mr. Lacey goes Battle of Alberta and a Battle of the Midwest between Minnesota and Chicago.
Oh man, I'm just noticing I'm the only guy who chose Edmonton and Anaheim, so I'm either going to look really good after round one or really stupid.
And a couple of things here. Edmonton is going with orange jerseys, so those who have those wonderful orange Barracuda jerseys, you might as well fit right in with the Oiler crew.
Boy, that should make the second round hard to watch when the Oilers face Anaheim.
oh my god,
Exactly. You'll be needing sunglasses if that's the case. All right, and one more fact: the Sharks are 2-3 in playoff series when taking on their former head coach.
The more you know. Bum, bum, bum.
That's brought to you by Brody Brazil. No. So as we wrap this up here, we will go with final thoughts, Mr. Landy.
oh boy.
Well, I don't get to do my prop thing?
Oh shit! Sorry, totally forgot the prop thing. Sorry.
Well, hold on. I mean, does Landy have like 5 minutes, or you got to bounce?
No, I got to bounce.
Okay, so
Okay.
Landy, let's give you your final thoughts, and then we'll let you bounce. And
Yeah.
Myself, Gentry, Mike can stay here.
I'm not gonna say that it comes down to game one because it doesn't. You always are alive until you lose at home, but it's gonna come down to winning one of the first two games in Alberta. If they do that, they have a shot. If they don't, they're gonna go home quick, and it's gonna be a quick series. So it's key for them to place a seed of doubt in this team because they are young and they have not been here before. So if you let them get 2 wins, they're young, ignorant, and stupid, they'll win. If you place a seed of doubt in them and collapse them, they're going to fall like a house of cards. And with that, I'm Audi 5000, people.
Have a good night, Landy.
See
We
you
will
guys tomorrow.
during the series.
Godspeed, Landy.
Yep. The laundry is here. It's ready to go.
Excellent. All right. AJ.
I thought he got a girlfriend to do that. What's up with that? No, I'm kidding. Well, I was going to hit the eject button just for shits and giggles. No, quick couple things in the chat. KM saying Vlasic has to pull a Hannon versus Peter Forsberg. Couldn't have said it better myself. We can all remember back, 03, 04, dude, Scotty Hannon basically playing at the pinnacle of his career. Just absolutely made Forsberg a non-factor in that series versus Colorado. Hannon never played better before or after that. It was amazing. So, yes, if Vlasic can pull that same type of a deal off versus Collar McBroken, I would appreciate it just a scotch. So
let me ask you this: so you want him to play no better and after or before? Because
no, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
I think Vlasic has that in him. And then after that, he will be a totally non-factor.
There you go. Oh, what a fucking tool! Oh, sorry, my bad. Bases were loaded, and Gorkis Hernandez just totally blew, catching a pop out in center field. Oh, you suck, dude.
It's April baseball.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Just the good old days. Pagan would have had that. Anyway, so for shits and giggles today, I came across what is this? Something from some gambling website who put out some over-unders. So I thought we'd have a quick fun with this. This is for everybody in the chat. I'm not betting on this that you're aware of. So we'll just leave it at that. But if you want to, feel free. So over-under on first-round points. Right now, the over-under for first-round points, over-under for Joe Pavelski at 5. So, Eric, does he go over or under 5 points in the first round?
I would expect it's going to be a long series, so I will go over.
Gentry?
Over.
And I have the over as well. Marlowe, his over-under set at 3.5. So will he have 3 points in the series or less, or 4 or more in the series, Gentry?
Under.
Under? All right. And, wow, 3 points are okay. Puck guy.
I'll go under.
For some reason, I don't know. I feel like Marlowe, because I doubt that Couture and Thornton play this, I think I'm going to go over with Marlowe. I think Pavelski could get 6. I think Marlowe could get 4. Now, this is the one that I think is really fucking funny. Logan Couture, first round points, over under 4. The guy that we're not even sure if he's going to fucking play has a higher over-under than Patrick Marlowe in this series. So, Gentry, over-under 4 for Couture.
I'm going to go under because I still don't know if he's going to play.
I'm the same exact way. Puck guy?
I want to say don't stop believing and go over.
Oh, jeez. And finally, for the Sharks on this one, over-under Brent Burns, 5. Over-under Puck guy.
Can I go even? No,
Nope.
I'll go under only because I think they're going to neutralize Burnsy and somebody else is going to have to step it up.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards under as well too, because the power play has been shit, and that's where he's picked a lot of points. I mean, he led the team in power play points. I feel like they've kind of found a cure for Burns in the last 6 weeks. So I'd go under on that too. Gentry?
I'm going to go over because I think Brent Burns is going to be one of the only players to show up this series. Him and Patterson.
Oh, nice call. So we move over to the Oilers. And Milan Lucic, sitting in the same boat as Marlowe, over under 3.5. Puck guy.
Over.
I have over as well. Gentry?
Over. Like I said, he's going to be my X factor this series.
Yeah. Also sitting in that boat, Jordan Eberle, over under 3.5. Gentry?
Under.
Puck guy?
Under.
Yeah, I have him at under 2. Here's a good one. Draisaitl, over under 5.5. Puck guy?
Ooh, I'll go under.
Yeah, I'm taking under 2. I'm gonna say he hits 5, but not 6. Gentry?
I think that Draisaitl is going to go over. I think it will be mostly on the power play.
And the one you've all been waiting for, kids. Connor McDavid, over under, set at a touchdown, 7. So, and this is the one where I kind of I was like Puck Guy earlier, where I'm like, can I take even on this? I think he probably will go right at 7. But I think Vlasic might be able to shut. I'm actually going to take under. I think McDavid gets 6 because I think the Sharks are going to really key on him, and that could open it up for guys like Eberle or Nugent Hopkins or whatnot. So I'm going to say under, and he gets 6. Puck guy?
I say under. I think Vlasic can neutralize him.
And Gentry?
I'm going to say over, and he'll get most of those points in the first 4 games.
That's what I was waiting for. If Landy was on, he'd be like, dude, he's going to go over 7 in the first game alone. Come on, what are you thinking about? So, yeah. Anyway, that's just that was actually something that Kurz tweeted out earlier today, so I got a kick out of that because I actually do go to Nevada from time to time and spend a little money in the sports book and have a good time with that. So, anywho, that was it. Hope you enjoyed the little over-under thing. Maybe we'll try that again sometime in the future whenever those numbers can actually be found.
Gotcha. All right, and with that, let's go to final thoughts, and I'll start off with Mr. Alexander.
I really hope I'm wrong. I really want to be wrong in my prediction. I want the Sharks to pull this off and win and advance to the next round. But as I've been beating on that drum, like since their little losing spat, they just haven't looked good, and they've found themselves limping into the playoffs. And we all know the last time the Sharks limped into the playoffs, they were out in the first round against Anaheim. And God, if there was ever a way that I could be wrong, I wish it was now. So, please, Sharks win.
Mr. Strong?
Jessica saying that she found Sharks t-shirts at Costco. Yeah, where do you think this one came from? Right over my shoulder. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I hope to God I'm wrong. I hope the Sharks can get to the second round. And besides just getting through Edmonton and getting on to the second round and having some more hope, the thing I think I'd be really excited to see a series Sharks versus Calgary or Sharks versus Anaheim in the second round. So, that's what I'm rooting for. Do I think it's going to happen? No, but I am rooting for the Sharks to pull it off. We'll see what happens, and hopefully those X factors fall in the right place. And as I said on the Pucknologists yesterday that came out this morning, you never know what happens, kids. Very easily, McDavid could, find a bad patch of ice or slip on something, run into Talbot, and they're both out for the remainder of the series. So I mean, weirder things have happened. You could see a play where Haley drills McDavid or something in an open ice hit, similar to Rafi Torres taking out Milan Mahalik 10 years ago, and you could see the Oilers turtle like the Sharks did 10 years ago. So I mean, you never know what's going to happen. So I hope. I hope the Sharks can pull it off. And that said, though, I will be doing my best to watch every game wearing this bad boy right here. I'm just saying that's what I'm going to be doing.
Absolutely. Hit up bringhockeyback.net for those beautiful shirts. They're beautiful. They're awesome. And come on, don't those look beautiful?
That's all I'm saying.
That's all I'm saying.
Just order one. You know you want to. Somebody's birthday could be nearby, and just want to get them a cool gift.
Can't we all just get along and admit that it's a much cooler looking tee than the Pucknology one was? Nothing wrong with that one, But there's
It's
something
better
really
quality too.
there's something on there's something fire about these.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So check out bringhockeyback.net. It's on the front page. Go do it. So here we are, folks. It is less than 24 hours before the Sharks begin their quest to defend their Western Conference crown and get their 2 more wins. 2 more wins than we were in Stanley Cup champions. It's now time. It's now time for Teal Town to rise up. It's now time for the Sharks fans to get themselves into gear. It's now time to never quit. It's time to empty out the tanks, and it's time to get up crazy. It's also time to maybe get your arm going so you can twirl your playoff towels. Although I think they're giving up T-shirts to Game 3. Doesn't matter. What it matters is we are united in teal, not orange. Okay, maybe a little bit of black armor if you want, and maybe a little bit of white too. But nonetheless, you must be rocking that teal. So until tomorrow night, for after Game 1 of Sharks Oilers, for
Get your shake weights ready for that wristing action. Let's go.
that's right, boil it up, baby, yeah. For Gentry Alexander, for Eric Landy, for AJ Strong, for Rocket Backhander, for Kevin Lacey, Chris, JWS, Nikki, Hockey Jerk,
Way too many
the
people on
writers,
this show.
and that angry Canadian robot who is now, I guess, officially back. Oh boy, God help us all. No, kidding. Welcome back, Ian. Until then, and Rocket, that was so amazing. I'm going to steal it from you tonight. Keep it real. Keep it teal. Keep it real teal. Let's go Sharks in the playoffs. Woo!